Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to show you another one of the ways you can use the Reason Rack plugin inside of Logic Pro 10 to write chord progressions. We'll then go on to build a beat using a culmination of Reason Rack devices and other plugins to showcase how the Reason Rack plugin integrates and lives within my workflow. This video is sponsored by Reason Studios, and you can use the link in the description below to get a 30-day free trial to try the Reason Rack for yourself. So the chord progression you heard during the intro was built using Reason's Scales and Chords player. In short, in regards to its scales function, it allows you to restrict the notes you can play on your keyboard to the notes of a specific scale: major, minor, Lydian, Mixolydian, etc. The little window below shows us what notes are in that specific scale that we've selected, so it also serves as a great and practical learning tool. The second half of the player is the chords, which works in tandem with the scale you select. We can specify how many notes the chord should have in it, which inversions we would like to play, whether they should be open or closed chords, whether the root note should be added above or below, as well as a color button which adds an extra note above in an attempt to spice up the chord a bit, give it a bit of flavor. But we won't use that one today. I could imagine this working better on a major or minor scale. We're in the Phrygian scale here, so things can get a bit weird. Now, this sounds great. We start with an A minor 7, move to a C dominant 7, and hence why I chose the Phrygian scale to get that B flat in there. Then an F major 7. Remember, I chose the chords to be 4 notes, so we're working with sevenths here. Then to a D minor 7. Then to an E minor 7 sharp 5. And ooh, that doesn't sound right. At this point, we really want an E major 7 or a dominant 7 at the least. We want a major third as opposed to the minor third that's in that chord. We basically need to come out of the Phrygian scale just for a moment. Now, you don't need to know music theory to understand that. Just using your ears, you can hear and you can tell that in the context of this chord progression, the E minor 7 sharp 5 just doesn't quite sound right. Thankfully, we have this alter button right here, and if we hold it down whilst playing our note, we'll get an altered version of the chord. In this case, it's become an E7 sharp 5, so an E dominant 7 sharp 5, which moved the minor third up 1 semitone from G to G sharp, turning it into a major third. And that sounds much better, right? Now the chord progression sounds like it wants to go back. It wants to return to the A minor 7 in the beginning. I won't go any more into the theory here. That's for another video, but this just goes to show you that this alter button expands our options when it comes to writing chord progressions. In fact, using all of these different parameters in tandem leaves us with a huge number of possibilities by way of chord progressions. The choice is ours to either set and forget the parameters and we can still create some great chord progressions like this, or we can use automation to really take control and create more complex and diverse chord progressions, mixing 7th chords, 9th chords, triads, so on and so forth. I'm going to use automation in this case just to turn the alter button on and off. So when we get to our last chord, we can turn it from a minor chord to a dominant 7 chord. It's super simple to do using Logic's automation. We just press A to bring up automation. We find our Reason plugin. We find our Scales and Chords device, and we want to go to default alter. And here we can quickly write in our automation. So we have our chord progression. Now to add a bit more atmosphere, and I've pulled up a second instance of the Reason Rack plugin, and I've loaded up a choir patch from Humana. I love this device right here, and you may have seen me use it before. That was a vibe. To add a bit more flavor this time though, I've inserted the rotor device. This is what you find in a Leslie organ. It gives it that iconic movement, and of course does the same for my all-male choir right here. Since using the Reason Rack plugin in Logic Pro 10, my drum programming workflow has changed. I now use Kong, but I've created a patch that integrates Kong with Logic Pro's mixer, which speeds up the workflow. And you can actually download this patch for free from my website. Just head to the link in the description below. Now, you don't have to use the Reason Rack plugin for everything, and that's the beauty of having Reason in the form of a plugin. We've got options. I've taken to using it as a part of my workflow. There are still sounds that I use that are from Logic, and there are still other third-party plugins that I use. But it's important to mention that third-party plugins can be loaded into the digital audio workstation version of Reason, the full standalone version. Today, we're just using the Reason Rack version, which allows us to use its sounds and effects in the digital workstation of our choosing. So today, I'm also using Sublab here for my 808s. And you're going to need headphones for this as they're operating in the sub range. I'm actually going to layer a bass guitar over the top. Wild, I know, it's wild. But we'll make it work. Right, so hopefully you heard what was going on with the 808s there, but now we're going to add one more touch to the verse, just to let the people know that the chorus is coming. You know how I write music already. I love having a lead into the chorus. Back again in the Reason plugin, I've pulled up Thor, a synthesizer, and one of my favorite patches in Reason, the Theremin. A play on theremin, an instrument of which this sound is inspired. I learned about the theremin in college and instantly fell in love with it. It just sounds amazing to me. So when I found this sound in Reason, it was happy days. Now this is a sad song, so we're gonna work our way downwards on the keyboard. We're not rising into the chorus, we're falling into the chorus. We're going down into the gutter. You know, this is where the singer pours out their heart. It gets even more sad in the chorus, so we're going to reflect that in the scale that we use. Cool, chorus time. Here we introduce some bass over the top of our 808. And we're going to play in the mid-range in hopes not to clash too much. Obviously, some work will have to be done here EQ-wise to get them working well together, but playing in different octaves on the keyboard is always a good start. Okay, so that bass line is cold if you ask me. Be sure to hit that like button if you agree. And that's pretty much the beat. Although, let's head back to the theremin or the theremin for some action in the bridge. Damn, I love that sound. Shout out to Reason Studios for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys. And once again, you can get a 30-day free trial of Reason 11 along with the Reason Rack plugin via the link in the description below. And of course, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new today that you can apply to your music making this week. If you like this type of content, be sure to hit that like button to let me know, and why not say hi down in the comment section below. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beats making.